Hey, what's up, everybody? And it's Crystal Renee with Simply She. And today I'm doing a client spotlight. I work with a lot of amazing people. So today it's all about highlighting them and what they do. And today I wanted to introduce you all to Veronica Brown. Veronica is a wife, a mom, an author, relationship coach, and mentor. She's passionate about healing and strengthening bonds through biblical principles. Through her coaching practice, Veronica empowers individuals and couples to navigate challenges, overcome obstacles, and cultivate thriving relationships. Welcome, Veronica. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in relationship coaching.
Well, thank you, Crystal, for having me. As you said, hello, you guys. I am Coach Veronica Brown, and my journey with relationship coaching started with my personal experience through my life with dealing with and navigating through relationships, and it has taught me a lot along the way. So I love helping women and cultivate women to build stronger relationships with themselves and with others and with God as well. And that started my journey as a relationship coach.
Awesome. So tell us maybe a little bit about like how you help people. So like what you do and who do you mainly work with?
So what I do is I work with millennial women who some are single. So basically there are different aspects within relationships. You have some who are single, some who are engaged, some who are married, and also those who desire to strengthen their own personal relationship with God. So that's where I come in at as a relationship coach. I pretty much help those women prepare for relationship readiness.
Okay. So why do you think people need a relationship coach?
So people need a relationship because some people enter into relationships not knowing who they are. Some struggle with setting boundaries. Some jump into relationships before without knowing themselves, and getting into a relationship without knowing yourself first can cause a strain on the relationship, and it can also destroy the relationship with you in the process.
Yes, absolutely. I completely 100% agree with that. Um, so thinking back to like when you first started or before you started, how would having a relationship coach have changed things in your life?
For me, if I would have had a relationship coach back when the time I started entering into relationships, it would have saved me maybe a whole lot of wasted time on some things I would have known that I didn't know about myself. I think it could have really helped me cultivate within my own personal relationship because I entered into a relationship not knowing exactly who I was, what I was getting myself into, what I was doing. I really didn't know, nor did I understand having boundaries. I didn't know who I was as a person. So I was getting into a relationship expecting the person that I was in a relationship with to like fill those empty spaces, those things that I was missing, and that I had a lot of questions about. So that's why I believe in a relationship coach is very important. I could have helped someone to walk me through the process to help me navigate the challenges and things of the nature that comes within a relationship. Also being able how to effectively communicate. Because when I was in a relationship, I was like, whatever I say goes. I'm not trying to hear nothing that you have to say. When it comes to conflict resolution as well, like I wasn't a conflict. I didn't like conflict. So when I felt like conflict was about to start, whenever it was time to be held accountable for things on my end, I wasn't trying to hear. I was pretty much out the door.
Oh wow. Well, I'm sure there's some people who are listening who can definitely relate to what you're saying and what you have gone through and why you are at the place that you are at today. So hopefully you guys definitely make sure you follow Veronica because she definitely has some nuggets when it comes to helping you to um, cultivate a healthy relationship. So I know that you talk about women setting boundaries in relationships. Can you tell us why that's important?
Boundaries are very important because when you set the boundary within the relationship, you know what you want, you know what you're looking for, and it's like a safe place for you. So it is very important because you begin to understand, like, hey, I set this boundary, I got this in place. And when someone decides to overstep their boundary that you have set in place, that gives to show you what type of person that person is as well. So your boundaries save you. Your boundaries are for you, but it's also for other people as well. But when you have boundaries set in place, you know what you're looking for, and you know what to expect, and you know how you're going to act in certain situations.
Yeah, that definitely sound advice. I definitely have had some issues with boundaries and just different aspects of my life. So I definitely wholeheartedly champion what you're saying.
Yes, and
Um,
when you set your boundary, it's not for you to change your boundary. You put that boundary in place for a reason.
that's
So
right.
yes.
That's right. So can you talk about having a good sense of self awareness? What's that mean?
Self awareness overall is like a foundational tool. When you know everything about yourself, then you know what to expect from yourself. If I know if I know that I'm not good with communicating, then I know what to expect for myself. I know how I will communicate to other people. If I know that I'm not good with conflict resolution, then I probably don't need to be entering into a relationship as soon as I need to. I need to work on myself. So when I'm aware of myself, then I know my process. I know when I'm moving too fast. I know when I'm moving too slow.
Uh oh, guys. I think we may have. Oh, there you
Sorry
go.
about that. I had a call interruption.
Go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
So yes, so being self-aware is that foundational tool that you need to enter into anything that you get yourself into, especially relationships, because you'll know how to move, you'll know how to navigate, you know your triggers, you know what you're going to do within a situation. If anything rise up, you're able to be it's being in tune with yourself when it's being before you invite someone else into your space.
That is that sounds great. I mean, being in tune with yourself before you invite someone else into your space. I think that definitely holds true in a lot of different spaces and places, not just romantic relationships, but other relationships as well. So thanks for sharing that. Um, I know one thing that we hear a lot about is the love languages. So how does the
Hold on, Crystal, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
I wonder if it's because of the call, maybe. Um, do you want to go out and come back in? Maybe. No. Can you still can't hear me? Maybe go out and come. Maybe go out, leave the live and come back in. So like basically leave and then come back and maybe there you go. All right, y'all. So this is what happens when you're live. Anything can happen. So we're gonna have Veronica. Hopefully, she can reset her setup there, and then she'll be back with us momentarily. Let's see. So we've talked about a lot of topics already. We've talked about why it's important to have a relationship coach. We talked about setting boundaries. We talked about self awareness. I know Veronica, she works with a lot of women, especially millennial women, in helping them to make sure that they're ready for relationships. Okay, here she is. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right.
Gotcha.
Veronica's back, y'all. All right. So I was asking about the love languages and how do the love languages help us to communicate better with our partner?
Yes, understanding your partner's love language can be very helpful because it helps you better communicate. Because if you can see like your significant other or your partner is struggling with something, knowing their love language can it can reduce misunderstanding. It can bring you guys closer together because and then it also you're doing it without asking them. So it's like, hey, you understand me, you get me. This is what can cause us to better come together within our relationship. So if your partner likes being affirmed, when you see they're having a bad day and you begin to speak life into them, that's a way of communicating with them. Like, hey, I see you. I see that you're not having a bad day. I can speak life into you. And that'll brighten up their day. They'll start having a better day. They're like, hey, you see me and I hear you listening to me. You feeding that life into me. So that is a great tool to help within relationships.
Yeah, and I've taken the quiz once myself before, so I was like, oh, and that kind of gave me even a better understanding of just like what I would like from a potential partner.
Yep. Yes, exactly.
So you, speaking of quizzes, you actually have a quiz, right, to help people determine if they're ready for a relationship. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I have a quiz on Are You Ready for a Relationship? It's a simple yet powerful quiz that composed of, I believe, maybe like 10 questions. It's basically more so on self-awareness, knowing who you are, what triggers you. Are you ready for a relationship? Basically, are you willing to compromise? How will you communicate? Deal with conflict resolution? Some of the things that we have discussed in this interview. It's all in that quiz, and it will give you your results at the end of the quiz to say if you're ready or not for a relationship. You may be ready, but maybe you need to take things a little slow because sometimes we can be ready to jump out there, but we still need some things to work on or have things that we need to work on within ourselves. So yes, that is a simple yet powerful quiz. It focuses more so on you versus the partner. So are you ready to enter into the relationship with the things that you have going on or know within yourself?
Awesome. And how can people get access to the quiz? Maybe we can also drop it in the comments too after the live.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. The quiz is in my bio. It's on Facebook, TikTok, and I believe Instagram. Yes, and I can drop the link as well.
Okay, cool. So definitely drop the link after the live so people can get access to it.
Okay.
Um, so tell us, are you working on any exciting projects now?
Yes, I am currently working on creating a podcast. I'm also creating some journals as well. So yes, that is something to be looking out for in the
Aw-
near future.
Awesome, awesome. So where can we find you? How can we connect with you?
You guys can connect with me on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram at Coach Veronica Brown.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Veronica, for your time today. And guys, make sure you follow and connect with Veronica. Make sure you take her quiz. She's going to drop that in the comments for you all. I'll also repost it as well to make sure that you guys see it and let her know what you
Yes.
think. Let her know your thoughts. But this has been a client spotlight, Simply She Client Spotlight. We want to thank Veronica for her time. We're actually going to go ahead and head on right over to Instagram and go live as well. So if you guys want to catch us
Yes.
there too, we'll be there in just a few minutes. So thank you guys
All
so
right.
much and take care.
Bye.